I did it.
I did it my way. Sing it.
Yeah. That's only because Mario messing up. Regrets.
I had a few.
But then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do
All right, we're good to go, sir.
without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the
Mario, we got to give him this time.
All right, we live on YouTube now, so you
Got
got
to
it.
give him this time.
I did it my way. All right, call the roll.
For what is a
Councilwoman
man?
Campbell?
What has he got?
Yes.
Councilwoman Campbell?
Present.
Councilwoman Wilson? All right, I see you.
She's
Councilman Stevens?
Present.
Here. Councilman Leon? Councilman Williams will not be here during this meeting today. Vice Mayor Harris?
I'm present.
Mayor Gilbert?
I'm here. I move we excuse Councilman Williams' absence.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed shows absence excused. Please rise for a prayer and pledge of allegiance. Heavenly Father, Lord and Savior, thank you for this day that we've never seen before, we'll never see again. Bless and order our steps, keep us in your will and your way, order our minds to make us wise for your people. Move us forward together. In Jesus' name we do pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. All right. All right, Mr. Clerk, we are now.
We need to withdraw the minutes that are on the agenda for today. I need to withdraw.
We're gonna let the clerk withdraw the minutes because they're not ready. Joking, it's a technical difficulty. Order of business. I have two items that I am adding on. If it pleases the council, one from Councilman Leon to be added on the consent agenda as what number?
That would be added on as 11.5.
11.5. And what was the other one?
No, there was only one add-on item, sir.
Okay, the manager's item wasn't.
No, that was sent out inadvertently.
Okay. So there were two, you just took it back, but okay. All right, I need a motion. They need changes for the agenda. I need a motion on this agenda.
Motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor of approving the agenda as amended, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Show the agenda amended. We're now on to special presentations, of which there are none. We're now on to public comments. Public comment is now open. Let me see whether I have people with their hands up.
Sir, would you like me to go ahead and read the script for today's meeting?
Sure.
All right. Good morning. Welcome to the October 28th, 2020 virtual city council meeting. On March 20th, 2020, Governor Ron DeSantis issued executive order number 20-69 relating to local government public meetings and has extended that order by virtue of executive order number 20-246. The governor's executive order suspends current laws that require a quorum be present in person and that a local government body meet in a specific public place. It authorizes local government bodies to use communication media technology such as telephonic and video conferencing as provided in section 120.54, subsection B, subsection 2 of the Florida statutes. The city is using Zoom to hold this virtual council meeting. The Zoom platform does not require the public to purchase or download any additional software or equipment to watch this meeting. Zoom is a cloud platform for video and audio conferencing, collaboration chat, and webinars across mobile devices, desktops, telephones, and room systems. Public comment will occur as they always do at the council meeting, during public comment, and during public hearing items prior to voting. When the mayor opens the meeting for public comment, anyone wishing to participate will have 2 minutes to speak. How will residents be recognized to speak? Utilize the Zoom application. If you are using a mobile device, click the raise hand icon on the bottom of the screen. If you are using a computer or a laptop, click the participant icon and on the bottom of the screen, then click the hand icon to raise your hand. There are two ways to view the meeting on your screen. One is gallery view. The second is speaker view. Gallery view allows you to view multiple participants at the same time. Speaker view allows you to view whomever is speaking at the time, while other participants will be in the top in smaller squares. Please make sure to mute your microphone when not speaking. If possible, use headphones to mitigate sound feedback. When addressing the city council, please state your first and last name followed by your address. All comments submitted will be included as part of the public record for this virtual meeting and will be considered by the city council prior to any action taken. Everyone participating in this virtual meeting is required to maintain the quorum. No clapping, applauding, heckling, or verbal outbursts in support or opposition to a speaker or his remark shall be permitted. No signs or place cards shall be allowed. No person other than the person having the floor shall be permitted to enter into any discussion either directly through the chair. No question shall be asked of a council member unless asked through the chair. Any person making personal, impertinent, or slanderous remarks or who shall become boisterous, rowdy, disruptive, or making personal comments while addressing the council shall be barred from further participation in this virtual meeting. If any time during the virtual public meeting, the ability of the public to listen or participate is interrupted due to technical difficulties, the meeting will immediately pause and will resume once the issues have been resolved. The city has published an agenda as well as included in the notice to public pursuant to our city code, the items and topics that will be discussed at this virtual meeting. Additionally, the public has been given the opportunity to provide public comment during this meeting. Moreover, section 286.0114 subsection 4, subsection C of the Florida statute specifically authorizes the city to prescribe procedures or form for an individual to use in order to inform the council of his or her desire to be heard, to indicate his or her support, opposition, or neutrality on a proposition. The city has provided a procedure which indicates, among other things, how a participant can show his or her support, opposition, and neutrality on items and topics being discussed during this virtual meeting. Mayor and council members, are you comfortable with the notice provisions set forth and these uniform rules of procedures we have established for this virtual hearing?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, public hearing is now open. Do we have any one who's waiting downstairs, Mr. Clerk?
No, we don't have anyone that is waiting downstairs. We do have Gail Cunningham who registered to speak at this meeting.
Okay, then public hearing is now open. Could we pull Ms. Cunningham in? And you have 2 minutes, state your name and your address for the record, and your 2 minutes to address the council.
Good morning. I'm Gail Cunningham, address 19001 Northwest 14th Avenue Road, Miami Gardens, Florida, 33169. This question is regarding the resolution 12.2 sponsored by Cameron Benson, our city manager. Is this in reference to the future renovations of the Rolling Oaks Estates Park? And if so, will it begin the developmental stage? Will this be stage one in order to get the park renovated?
Ms. Cunningham, go ahead and ask all the questions you can. Well, I'll make use your full 2 minutes, and we'll address the questions at a later time.
Okay.
In this meeting.
Okay. That was the second question. And to summarize it all together, the reason I'm asking is because there was a proposal made back in November 2015 in reference to installing actual putting greens on the grounds. It started out with Mr. Nellum's Parliament all those years ago. And I've been working with Ms. Paulette Murphy and a few others in order to try to get this actually done. And I just want to know if it's starting the stages now, is this where we actually start on the ground floor and start running with it, or is it still some time? Because I know it was dependent upon the bond issue. So I just want to know exactly where we are now with the renovation for the Rolling Oaks Estates Park and make sure that the putting greens are considered.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your comment. We'll address that. We'll address that when we get to that item. Mr. Clerk, is there anyone else in public comment?
No hands raised. There's nobody else for public comment. So.
Public comment is now closed. We're now on ordinances for first reading.
Item 8.1, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Miami Gardens, Florida, authorizing year-end budgetary transfers and adjustments for fiscal year 2019 through 2020, authorizing the city manager to take certain actions, providing for adoption representation, repealing all ordinances in conflict, providing a severability clause, providing an effective date, and this is sponsored by the city manager.
Mr. Clay, are you on this item?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Good morning, Mayor Gilbert, Vice Mayor Harris, members of council. This is an ordinance to adjust or make transfers to our fiscal year 2019, 2020 year-end budget. You may recall that in February 2020, the city closed on sale of the 35-acre parcel. This item makes all of the necessary closeout adjustments.
This is our cleanup item, Mr. Clay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I move the item.
I second.
Questions or comments from dais? This is not a public hearing, is it?
No, sir.
No comments from the dais. Call the roll.
Councilwoman Campbell?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Councilman Stevens?
Yes.
Councilman Leon?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Harris?
I vote yes.
Mayor Gilbert?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Ordinance is on for second reading and public hearing. Item 9.1, in order to the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, amending Chapter 6, Article 10 by creating Section 6-371, Coolidge restriction of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Miami Gardens, providing for penalties and enforcement, providing for adoption, representation, repealing all ordinances in conflict, providing a severability clause, providing for inclusion in the code, providing an effective date. And this is co-sponsored by Councilwoman Katrina Wilson and the city manager.
Thank you. Public hearing is now open on this item. Seeing no comments on this item, public hearing is now closed. Do you all want to, I don't think there's been a substantial change since the first reading. Does there any questions or comments from the dais?
No, I don't think so.
Seeing none, Mr. Clerk, call the roll.
I need a motion and a second on this.
I move it.
I motion. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Ms. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Councilman Stevens?
Yes.
Councilman Leon?
Yes.
Councilwoman Campbell?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Gilbert?
I vote yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Item 9.2, an ordinance of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, amending Chapter 6, Article 10, Section 6-369, hours and days of sale and consumption of alcohol beverages, and Chapter 34, Article 5, Section 34-144, licensing compliance of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Miami Gardens, providing for adoption, representation, repealing all ordinances in conflict, providing a severability clause, providing for inclusion in the code, providing for an effective date. And this is co-sponsored by Councilwoman Katrina Wilson and the city manager.
Okay. Public hearing on this item is now open. Seeing nothing in public comment. Public comment is now closed. Public hearing on this item is now closed. I will move the item.
I second.
Second. I don't have any questions on this. I read the item and I'm supportive of the item. I talked to the manager about this. There is an issue with some of the language that's not being changed, that's in our ordinance, because we have outstanding permits that allow people to stay open longer
Correct.
than this, that aren't covered. Like, for instance, Tootsie's is a good one that we have. We've had that for a long time. I think it predated any of us, but the permit is in existence. But that's not something that the councilwoman has changed. That's just something that's an inconsistency with our code that we just need to deal with in a cleanup manner. I mean, they have a pre-existing grandfathered in permit, so it really doesn't matter, but you probably need to clean that up. But otherwise, I'm supportive of the item. Are there any questions or comments on this item?
No, as long as that those things be cleaned up and we put it on there that they won't be in effect. It won't affect those businesses that already had that
permits. Yeah, it's fine. And because their permits predated this, it was a pre-existing, non-conforming use anyway, so it would have been fine. But
all right,
call the roll.
Councilman Stevens?
Yes.
Councilman Leon?
Yes.
Councilwoman Campbell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Harris?
yes.
Mayor Gilbert?
Oh, yes.
Motion passes 6-0. There are no resolutions for public hearing. 11, consent agenda. 11.1, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, approving the fourth renewal of the contract awarded pursuant to invitation to bid ITB number 13-14-039, vending machines, revenue sharing to MH Management, Inc., providing for adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by the city manager. Item 11.2, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, approving the second renewal of the contract awarded pursuant to invitation to bid ITB number 16-17-029, Park Lighting Electrical Maintenance to Imperial Electrical, Inc., primary vendor, and Electrical Contracting Service, Inc., secondary vendor, authorizing the city manager to issue purchase orders on an as-needed basis, not to exceed the allocated budget for this purpose, providing for adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by the city manager. Item 11.3, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, approving the villages at Miami Gardens, the property generally located at 3374-3472 Northwest 191st Street, Miami Gardens, Florida, 33056, attached here to as Exhibit A, providing for adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by the city manager. Item 11.4, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, authorizing the city manager and the city clerk to execute and attest respectively that memorandum of understanding with Dade County Police Benevolent Association, Inc., Police Union in Paren and Miami-Dade County, authorizing a 1% pay adjustment to first responders retroactive to March 1st, 2020 to the last date of the COVID-19 public health emergency declaration of December 30th, 2020, whichever date is earlier from the city's CARES Act funding, subject to approval of Miami-Dade County, providing for adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by the city manager. Item 11.5, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, allocating funds from the Public Affairs Special Events account in the amount not to exceed $1,100 for the sponsorship of the Halloween Trunk or Treat drive-through event, providing for adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Councilman Reggie Leon. And as your consent agenda.
Any motion on the consent agenda?
Motion.
It's been moved,
Second.
seconded. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Show the consent agenda approved. We're now on to 12.1.
Item 12.1, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, appointing council member blank to the Affordable Housing Advisory Committee, AHAC in Paren, providing for adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Mayor Oliver Gilbert.
Mr. Gilbert?
Yes. This is Mr. Clay's item, I believe, that he puts on for me, because I think I have to appoint somebody to this committee.
Yes, you do, Mayor.
Okay, I put, let's insert Katrina Wilson in there. Councilwoman Wilson, are you able to serve?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. I move the item inserting her name.
Second.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, show it adopted. We're now on 12.2.
All right, item 12.2, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, awarding request for qualifications, RFQ number 19-20-020, Rolling Oaks Construction Manager at Risk, CMAR and Paren, to blank, authorizing the city manager to negotiate and execute a contract for this purpose, providing for adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by the city manager.
Mr. Manager, this is, okay, Mr. Manager, please. Cam's computer went down, Tristan. He's gonna use mine.
Mayor, council members, as you are aware, you just came out of the session regarding presentations for the Rolling Oaks Park development within the next couple of years. It's part of our general obligation bond program. This is one of our major, if not one of the signatory parks and one of our programs and parks that we are looking to move forward with. You now have the ability right at this point in time to have your discussions, and then someone needs to make a motion as to what firm we will be using to accomplish what we need to accomplish at the park. With that, Mayor, that's it.
Thank you. All right. Back on this, speaking to Ms. Cunningham's questions, we've talked with both presenters, and the things that we talked about in the private room with both presenters was that we do want to incorporate a putting green and also a driving range, if not a full driving range, some mechanism that would allow people to actually drive, have the driving experience, the hitting experience. And so that's something that we've asked to be incorporated in the proposal, Mrs. Cunningham. But this goes into the design phase with the contractor, the CM model. So that's what we're doing right now. Council members, We need to insert a name in there. Is there any discussion on that? Do you all?
Yeah, yes, Mr. Mayor,
Mhm.
Councilwoman Campbell here. I'm just gonna be frank. Hertel, because they listed the different aspects of job and employment for us locals, and even though they're gonna be contracting out. And then they had minorities listed, in particular a female minority that spoke today. So I'm looking at, and they're open and to expanding the square footage on the Welcome Center, because the other company did give us more square footage there, but this Pertile company or Pertile is more open to the flexibility. So that's just my thoughts, and then I'm open to whichever. Thank you.
Questions or comments from the dais before I speak? Questions, comments? Wilson.
I wondered, the repositioning of resources that very well could be repositioned within the overall project scheme as a result of having a company that is almost constructing both sites simultaneously, and being able to negotiate with those contractors that could provide us additional dollars is an important selling point. And also, I think, the integrity of the natural environment with respect to the trees and the subsequent removal and repositioning of those, so that the Rolling Oaks continues to be a Rolling Oaks is paramount to me. I co-echo with the council woman that we want to also ensure that all people that come and do business with us, that the provision for hiring minorities and residents of this community is of paramount importance to it. I did see that on both sides that they provided for that, and having women as a part of the team, I think also too it shows us inclusion. So again, I'm open to the dialogue that we can have to select the best company for this project.
Okay, anyone else before I speak? Mr. Stevens, Mr. Leon, Mr. Harris.
No, go ahead, Mr. Mayor.
I thought both presenters were fine. I'm leaning towards Kaufman Lynn. I like the idea that we can have savings by consolidating both projects, but I thought they were both fine. I also, I know I've seen their team, and I know Rule, and I'm satisfied they're going to have significant minority participation. That isn't just for this project, but expands over other projects. And so because I think that's how you build capacity in Black businesses, not just bringing them on and get a contract, but having a relationship with them that allows them to actually do business on multiple projects. That gets them to, have consistent employees. That means they're actually, an actual business partner and not someone you brought on because you knew that inclusion was important to the policymakers. And so I'm satisfied with that respect. I like the idea that they can have cost savings with regard to consolidating the constructions and plans for Risco and Rolling Oaks. And they were both receptive. They were both receptive to the ideas with regard to the putting green and the driving range and all that stuff. I think that they're both good, but I lean towards Kaufman Lynn. So if there isn't any other comments, I'll make a motion to insert them.
Second.
All right. It's been moved and seconded to insert Kaufman Lynn. Any other questions? Hearing none. Did we have to call the roll on this, or is it just a voice vote?
You can do a voice vote, Mayor.
All those in favor of Kaufman Lynn signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it.
All right, there are no items on for quasi judicial hearings. We're now on to reports of the city manager, city attorney, and city clerk.
No report from the manager because he doesn't have a computer. He's on his phone sitting in the corner 12 feet away from me with the option gone. You want me to just show y'all him over there? That's him. Thank you, Tristan.
Hey, Cam.
Hey, yeah.
I have a brief report, Mayor. We've come to the end of our journey together.
Yeah.
Myself, Vice Mayor, and Mr. Williams is not here, but all of us. And I just have to say that it has indeed been a pleasure. We have worked well. We've gotten some things done in the city. You all have pushed me to be a better lawyer and a better person, specifically the mayor. You know, the question why, you know, is why. Show me is what I got. I don't get so many show me's anymore. I think he trusts me now, but show me made me a better lawyer. Made me a better person, having to be able to think and articulate with you in your municipal legal background has taught me some things. Mr. Vice Mayor Harris, it's just been a joy.
Thank you.
You just, you know, you're so complimentary of staff. It makes us feel good about what we're doing on a day-to-day. We will miss you. We'll miss you for that. And Mr. Williams in his absence, you know, he's the one that's always bearing gifts. He's gotten part of the reasons why I gained about 40 pounds since I became the city. But it's his way of showing appreciation. And I'll miss that. I will miss that. Even though I know I'll see you guys and we're still friends, I will miss it. And Mayor, I wish the best for you at the County Commission. They're getting a good one. Oh, they don't even know. The residents of the city of Miami Gardens will be well served, not so much for what you will do in the public, for what you will do behind the scenes. And we are here as a resource. We're always going to be supporting you, anything you need, of course. And, you know, we kind of grew up together in this legal thing. So good luck to you.
Thank you.
So that's my report.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk.
That's hard to follow up, but I echo the same sentiments made by Sonia. Vice Mayor Harris has been real good, you know, working under your leadership. I appreciate some of the things I've learned for you. Maybe one day I'll get my fishing legs and go on one of those famous fishing trips with you.
You're always welcome, always.
Councilman Williams, even though he's not here, one thing I gotta say is he showed me the importance of showing my young children a university. I went to one of his science fairs at FIU, and they just loved just walking through a campus university. And now we have trips scheduled to go check out, well, we had it during COVID, but after COVID, to go check out university. So I appreciate that. I appreciate his leadership. And Mayor, what can I say, man? I appreciate your leadership from when you first got onto the dais to now. I appreciate that time you guys defended me with the whole hiccup with North Miami Beach. You went out there and told them like, hey, don't mess with our clerk. And I also appreciate the opportunity of bringing me back and the council approving me coming back as a second city clerk for the city. So I'll be forever grateful to this council for everything and wish you nothing but the best over at the County Commission. I'll be sure to answer all of your public records requests or whatever you need from me. I got you, sir. All right. Good luck to everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Leon.
First of all, to Councilman David Williams in his absence, he was something that we definitely needed. He brought the environmental piece to this council and taught us the understanding of trees and different questions to ask and the type of oxygen that the trees brings and different things like that. So we needed him, and we're gonna miss that. Rodney, Vice Mayor Harris, thanks for being a good friend. Thanks for being a mentor. He's literally next door to me in my office. So being able to talk to you, ask you a couple questions, you know, that's been instrumental to me. And to Mayor Oliver Gilbert, job well done. We met, I want to say almost 10 years ago on the park. And I knew one day that I wanted to officially run for office. And I walked up to him, didn't know him, and I asked him, would you mentor me? And he took me under his wings. I learned some good things. I learned some not so good things. I learned what to use, not to use. But he's been a friend and he's been a brother, and he's done a hell of a job with this city. So appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Mr. Stevens.
Well, though we haven't worked long together, as a resident, I have seen the work that Vice Mayor Harris, Councilman Williams, and you, Mr. Mayor, have done on the council. And I say thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for the progress that has been made in our city. I really appreciate it as a resident. And over the past few weeks as a colleague on the council, Mr. Mayor, I say to you, I can't wait to continue working with you in your new role as a commissioner, representing us on the county level. As our Madam Attorney said, they don't know what they got. They got a treat down at the county because there's only one Oliver Gilbert III. There's only one. There's only one. So I wish all you all much success and God's blessings upon your life. I do want to announce that on this coming Saturday, as a reminder, myself and Councilwoman Wilson is hosting Rock the Vote rally to educate our residents on the importance of getting out to vote. It starts at 12 p.m. at Betty T. Ferguson. There's going to be free food, music by DJ Tight, hosted by Stitches. And it's just going to be a great time, social distancing, everyone to be able to stay in their cars and pull up. So I advise and strongly recommend that everyone to come out and have a good time. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Campbell.
Well, good morning to all again. I just want to report that I had my first town hall on yesterday, and I couldn't even sleep good last night. And I'm a pretty good sleeper, but it was absolutely amazing. I was just in awe of all that turned out, people that I didn't anticipate to come or expect to come, and they showed out. So I'm eternally grateful for that. And Madam Attorney, you're always welcome in anything that I'm doing, and I have much respect for you. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there. So don't toss it up to the heart that you weren't personally invited, but you always invited to anything that I do.
Thank you.
So moving forward, I just want to say David Williams in his absence, he has welcomed me on multiple platforms. I've worked with him on some of his projects here in the city, as I have worked with Vice Mayor Harris, when we connected with Community Connections for Life. I mean, you guys know, I've been around a minute. I'm just new in this role. So I'm just in honor of the both of you. And Vice Mayor, to you, you're not going nowhere. So moving forward, and Mayor Oliver Gilbert, I've known you, I've known your family, for a minute. You actually were a mentee of my father. So there's a lot of respect there for you. And I'm looking forward to continuing our colleague working relationship. And also you're in my community, so you already know I'm going to be still seeking you for guidance and leadership. And I appreciate my time just knowing you, and also for you, just like the Vice Mayor, you ain't going nowhere. You're still a part of this team. And good luck to both of you in whatever you do moving forward. Thank you. That's my report.
Thank you. Thank you. Councilwoman Wilson.
Thank you. I echo Councilman Stevens' invitation to everyone for Saturday about coming to rock the vote with us, but not only on Saturday, but everywhere, every day in between now and Tuesday. Everyone that you know, including yourself, encourage them to go and vote, take them to go and vote. As I have said, you got to do it like your life depends on it, because it does. I also would like to say that one thing about coming on board here at the City of Miami Gardens, which God blessed me with, is that for a while I had forgotten what it was like to be around men. But this council is full of what some of the best men and some of the most classiest gentlemen that you ever want to be around. They remind you all of the time when you are in their presence, not because they say it, but because of the way they carry themselves, that you are a lady. The way they speak to you, the way they care for you, the way they provide for you, it gives you a great deal of comfort and confidence being in their presence when you're out and about. And sometimes when you're out and about, you're so used to going about your business, but they remind you of the dangers that could possibly be in your way. And so those kinds of things give add a lot to a woman and add a lot to a councilwoman to be around you. And I want to thank you all for your kindness and your gentleness as you have nudged me along the way. And so I'd like to say these Southern gentlemen that are on this council truly and are in this city, they truly embody from their dress, their education, their exposure, they embody a whole lot of things that really add to the upward motion of this city. But specifically, I will always also say, you know, in this season where I miss my dad a lot, I think about him when I was a little girl, and sometimes he would be tearing me up with the switch. And I was so mad. I used to be so mad with him because I say, he is so hard. He's just this, he's that. And then I get to places in my life and I look back and I understand that that's why he was doing what he was doing. And so when I look at you guys here at the city and you, Mayor, under your leadership, you've had to whoop us up along the way, especially me. But as I grow into this seat, I'm looking back and I'm saying, oh, I understand what you're talking about. And some things only come with experience, but I'm glad that I've been placed around people who understand what the future looks like. And that this preparational time has been essential and is critical for us to be exactly where we are so that we can get exactly where we're going. So to all of you who are the gentlemen who have really established so much, David Williams, you, Mr. Harris, you, Mr. Gilbert, and this fine staff that we have here, I want to thank you for all of your hard work and sacrifice, because you didn't get here because you stayed in the bed late. You got here because you didn't sleep. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Leon, you've got an announcement you want to make about your bike ride?
Yes, we're having a pedal to the polls on Sunday morning, starting at 9 a.m. We're gonna do a community ride through the community. Then we're gonna have some refreshments, and then the mayor and I will lead this pedal to the polls. Councilwoman Wilson just bought a new bike. She can put Councilman Stevenson on her handlebars. And then shots fired.
Rob, you gonna go for that, man? Oh,
whoa.
Put him on the handlebar. Oh my God.
Councilman Sonia can bring out that yellow beach cruiser that she brought.
Robert, don't cry like you did.
I tried. I did try.
Wait to go.
Bike ride. And you know, Cameron Carter got a new bike that they could bring out also.
Okay, thank you, Leon. Luckily, you look at this is my last meeting. That's the last time you were going to ever to come back. Thank you, Mr. Leon. Wow.
Yeah, that's all you can say is wow.
Wow. Vice Mayor Harris.
Oh my God. That was a good one, Councilman Leon. Yeah, that was good. That was good. Listen, it's been 8 years, 8 wonderful years. I remember when Oliver and I was at the polls 8 years ago, standing around talking about the vision that we have this city. And I looked at that young man and I was saying, wow, this guy is a brilliant young man. And he has the same idea that I have. And now years later, we look back and see what we've done. And I say to him and I say to all of the staff, Sonia, Cam, Craig, everyone, this has been a wonderful, wonderful journey. It has been a wonderful ride. And all I can say is 2 words, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your lives. And I look forward to continuously being part of you guys' lives. Mayor, you were singing a song. I want to play it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, Fred Astaire.
Gotta get him on. Yes. And Mayor, you could go ahead and speak. I'm done. I thank you, man. You have been my role model, my mentor, my friend. I just want to say thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. First, before I give my report, let me just say this. You know, as of, I guess, yesterday, 39% of this city had voted. And that is not going to be good enough. The importance of voting, look, it is the most fundamental of our rights. It is the way that we become active participants in the greatest civic experiment in the history of mankind, which is America. It's how we add our voice to the chorus that sings the song that defines who we will become. And this election is defining who we actually are. 39% will not do it. We have to vote. Katrina, Robert, you all's effort is well taken. I hope that people will come out. Reggie, you got me riding this bike. We're gonna pedal to the polls. I hope people come out, but people have to vote. If you don't vote, I promise you, I'm not Nostradamus. I'm not, psychic. I promise you, if you don't vote, it turns out bad. Period. We have to vote. Over the last 8 years as mayor, and before that, since 2008, I've had the privilege of serving the community that I actually grew up in. And I've served with some extraordinary people. When I became mayor, I chose my he's playing my way in the background. I chose my city manager very carefully. I chose somebody who we could look and see something that wasn't here. You all, Sonia, they don't actually remember being labored with low expectations for a community. They don't remember people telling us that all we could have was weave shops and gas stations and corner stores. They don't remember that. I actually remember it. You remember it, Sonia. Cam, you remember it.
Yes.
We remember that we had to change the expectations. We remember being told that we couldn't, you couldn't really just have officers from the community. We remember being told those things. And I remember saying it's not a law of physics, so we can beat it. We can break it.
Yeah. Yes.
Vice Mayor, we did that. When we stood in front of that library and we talked about the city that we could build.
Yes. We did
that. A lot of names that people won't hear. You might never know our attorney is Sonia Knighton Dickens. She's my left hand. You might never know, our manager, Cameron Benson, he's my right. You might never know, Craig Clay, who we pick on all the time, who keeps an eye on the money, or Paulette, or Tom in Public Works, or Vanita, who oversees Jazz in the Gardens. You might never know our capital improvement program. You might not know Tamara Watley, who oversees public affairs, and who's done an extraordinary job just helping us continue to present our own narrative, because we came to the point early on where we knew they wouldn't tell positive stories about us. Now, amazingly, they're starting to. We knew we had to tell our own story. You won't know the hundreds of people who've gone to making this an all-American city. You won't know the hundreds of people and millions of dreams and the thousands of hours that we spent pouring endless love into this city and this community, because we believe in something greater than its boundaries. We believe in something that's greater than its name. We believe in the people of this city and what they can actually do. You will never know that. And I'm happy to have been a part of that. I'm happy that the city gave me a chance, a kid who grew up here, to actually, in so many ways, Sonia, we did grow up with this city. We grew up together. And so I look forward to being your county commissioner. I look forward to transforming not just how Miami Gardens exists in the county, but how the county exists. I believe we can be better. And I said the same thing to Miami Gardens 8 years ago. And we had doubters 8 years ago. I'm saying the same thing right now. As a county, we can be better. We can do better. My expectation is that we will do better. I will fight tirelessly for us to actually do better. And so when they tell the county they don't know what they got, what they're really telling you all in the county, if you're watching this, watch out. I don't accept conclusions. My favorite question is, but why? And if it's because it's the way we've always done it, well, the way we've always done it hadn't worked out for us. So we're going to do something different. That's what we did in Miami Gardens. That's what we'll do in Miami-Dade County. I appreciate all of you that I had the chance to serve with. I appreciate every employee, every crossing guard, every officer. You know, I appreciate Mr. Manager, Madam Attorney. You know, my endless energy and imagination, they just found ways. They just kept finding ways because I wouldn't stop. And then we became something. We became something that we talked about becoming. Rodney, we became something we talked about becoming. Katrina,
We are Miami Gardens.
yes, we are Miami Gardens, not just a city from county line to 151. We're something more than that. We're a whole vibe.
Yes.
We're a thing. You know, we get to take our place in the
Yes, sir.
spectrum of leadership. And it's that confidence that we had to give to the community that would often talk bad about itself. Listen, if you don't say good things about yourself, no one else will. If you don't
That's
believe
right.
you, no one else will. If you don't move forward, no one else will pull you forward. We became that thing that we talked about. I appreciate you all giving me the opportunity to lead that. And I pray Godspeed and grace on you going forward. I need a
God
motion to
bless.
adjourn.
Can we hear the
Motion.
music a little bit, Vice
Ah.
Mayor?
It went off on me.
What is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then
Oh,
he
y'all
has
can
got
sing it.
He has not.
to say the things that he
Yes.
truly feels, but not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows and
I did it my way.
All right. Show us adjourned, you all. God
Yes.
bless you all.
All right.
No.
God bless you.